Good morning, guys, or not, well, it's not really morning. Well, it's morning here, but probably not for you guys. So, welcome back to our channel. For those who are, if you're just watching, my name is Iris, and today I had this video idea for a while, and it's taking me a whole week to jot down everything that I've been wanting to say. It's basically a talk about positivity and like how I manage my life, my emotions, my mind, my mental health. I'm sorry, I'm such a hair toucher. I'm so sorry. And also how I manage like other people's energy, their life, their problems, their situations, how I can apply myself to their problems, how I can help them with a positive mindset. What I basically love to do is bring positivity into people's lives. And I don't want to brag about it, but like that's what I love to do. Is just bring positivity, bring a light into people's lives, and people have noticed that from me before. So I feel like if I even talk about it and like give like advice, tips, and stuff on how, sorry, I also have a 2-year-old, his name's Reed. Say hi, Reed.
Hi, Reed.
He's gonna be scooting and probably interrupt the video sometimes, so we'll see. We'll just take it from there. Okay, so positivity is kind of like a broad subject. What I'm talking about is like mental positivity, and even like emotional positivity. Mental health, I see mental health and emotional health completely different. Mental health, I believe, is solely your brain, and emotional health, I think also is based off of your hormones, your personality, how you look at things, like a whole factor. So I see them differently. So when I talk about mental health and mental positivity, I'm solely talking about your brain and what's inside of your mind and how you view things. And then when I start talking about like how to handle situations and all that stuff, I'm talking about like personality wise and emotional health. So I guess the first thing that I would have to say is you are worth it. People don't think that they are worthy enough of things, or that if they're not good at one thing, it means that they're not good at it at all. Everyone has their own strengths and weaknesses, but don't put yourself in a mindset that just because you're not good at one thing doesn't mean you're not good at all at anything. What I normally do is I start my day off positive. I wake up, get ready, which I'm gonna kind of like branch out when I talk about like different things. Sorry. Reed just kind of what I was saying is if you get ready for the day, like I say, it's okay to not spruce yourself up every day. Like get ready, put makeup on and stuff. Like even just little like brushing your teeth, brushing your hair, putting on deodorant, like that's getting yourself ready and making yourself physically feel okay. I feel like if you wake up, you don't brush your hair, you don't brush your teeth, you don't like do anything to yourself, your body's not going to energize itself and feel good. That's when I start my day, I brush my hair, I wake myself up, I give myself a little bit, like 10-15 minutes before I go. But even just like going and looking at yourself in the mirror, smiling, or just telling yourself today's gonna be a good day, that's already starting it off positive. And like I would say, like kind of make yourself a list in the morning, either mentally or write it down, about stuff that you have to do today, and also make sure you separate things that you want to do and things that you have to do, because you're gonna want to do these things, and you're gonna set the stuff that you have to do to the side, and then it's gonna cause you more stress in the long run. So I'd say things that you have to do, put them at the top of the list, and then maybe fit in like things that you want to do at the bottom, or even like divide it in half. Do like something that you have to do, go do something that you want to do, and then finish off with something that you have to do. That way you don't overfill your bucket, and then it'll help you ease down your stress level and help you keep peace for the day. I have to do that sometimes. I kind of have to separate what I have to do for the day. The way my job works is I have to be at work at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So I have all morning to do my things, but I also have Reed. So everything that I have to do, I sometimes have to divide it in half, or maybe even have I take a task, and then I'll have Sam take a task when he gets home off work, and then, something that I want to do, I'll try to fit that in. That way I don't have to just have like a negative feeling going in and doing something that I have to do even though I don't want to do it. Add something fun to your day, even if it's just something small, like watching a TV show that you've been wanting to watch at night. Please go put it back. Please go put it back. No. Go put it back, please. Intermission. Go put that back, please. Whew. Also, I would also have to say, it's okay not to make plans with people. It's okay to have a day for yourself. It's okay to sit at home for the day. If you don't have anything to do, it's okay to sit at home for the day and relax. There's nothing wrong with that. You're not a bad person if you're not productive for a day. That's what I had to remind myself. Like, sometimes I don't do anything. Sometimes I just sit at home and let Reed play, and I just have like relaxation time before I go to work, and that is okay. It is okay to relax and just chill, but don't make it a habit of not getting anything done. I have a huge problem with that, which I'm not gonna pessimize myself for that. Like, I hate cleaning, and sometimes there's dishes in the sink and I don't do them, but doesn't mean that I can't do them. It's just like a bad habit of mine. Reed's gonna come join the video while he eats his turkey. But that's like a mental thing that I work on with myself. So it takes time, but it's fine. Everyone has their own problems. Everyone has their own habits. Speaking of habits, on top of having a good day, you need to stop that, please. People don't want to see that. Okay, go ahead and go and watch Cat in the Hat. Sorry, he gave me a mean face. Would you like some help? Okay, turkey's flying. Create a habit of loving yourself. Not a lot of people have self-love. And there's people that I know that do that have books and that have like little things that they save on their phone, like simple reminders, and that is so good. That is so good. It is always good to remind yourself how you're worth. It is so good to remind yourself that you are a good person, that you're amazing, that you're loved, you're alive, you're healthy. Like, self-love is very, very important. I cannot stress that enough. For your mental health, it is extremely important. For your physical health, it is extremely important. For emotional health, it is extremely important. I try my hardest to always keep a positive mindset and always love myself. Not just for myself, but for my husband, for Reed, for my friends, and for others, strangers, family members. It's always good to stay positive around them, because putting a positive energy into someone's life changes everything for them. You never know. Reed, please stop it. Sorry, I have like everything written down, so I'm just basing myself off my little notepad. And so that is something that is huge. It's just self-love. And with self-love becomes selflessness and selfishness. You have to have an equal balance of both selfishness and selflessness. I'm not talking about being selfish in a mean way. Please go play. I'm not talking about being selfish in a mean way. I'm talking about like being able to say no for your own benefit. Sorry. He's just going crazy. But it's okay to be selfish sometimes in certain situations, like, not in a mean way, like I said, but like putting yourself first. Like say if you have a bunch of stuff to do and you made plans with someone and you don't want to cancel, but in the long term you're going to stress out either way. It's okay to put yourself first in a situation where you have to do what's right for yourself instead of for others at that time, like in those kind of situations. Like, if you can only put yourself, or you can only do so much for others. You can only do so much for others. And you know your own limits. So that's where selfishness comes in, is not exceeding your limits. Not that way it helps you prevent from kind of going over the top and pushing yourself over in situations that you don't want to be in. And then it is also, you have to equally be selflessness. Like, as a mother, I have to be selfless about things that I want and things that I need, because Reed's needs come before mine. I also choose to be selfless in situations where people need help, but that's because I know my limits and I know how much I can help, and to an extent, and I know where to stop, I know when to stop. I personally choose not to stop, because I have enough love for myself and I have enough positivity for myself and a good mindset for myself. I know how to control. I have a very good self-control on when I need to stop helping people. But it fills my bucket when I can make others happy. Like, that is what I feed off of, is other people's happiness. And when I see other people struggling or sad or hurting or going through just the toughest time, it crushes me on the inside. So what I do is I apply myself to their situations, if allowed, and I try to help out as much as possible. And that's how I use selflessness. What? You bumped your head? Come here. Selflessness. Trying to get this video done, but Reed's needs come first. Come here. Are you okay? Okay. But when you have to be selfless, you have to be positive about it. You can't be trying to help others, but to kind of take over your own way. You have to be very gentle and nice, and be considerate of other people's feelings and emotions, because everyone else is made differently. Everyone else has a different set of hormones, a different brain, a different lifestyle, a different way that they think. They were raised differently. They, all this stuff is what helps make up a person's mental and emotional health. And like, when I handle each of my friends differently, I handle each of my family members differently, I talk to them differently, I address situations differently, because everyone's made different. There's some people that are more sensitive than others. There are more people that aren't sensitive at all. They can take criticism and crush it. So that's when you have to be very considerate of others, and when you're going into situations where you're trying to help and it's a bad situation, and you don't always have to help bad situations, you can always put yourself in good situations and help people better their situations, even if it's already good. But to do that, you have to go in positive. No one wants to be helped from someone that doesn't have a good what's the word I'm looking for? No one wants to be helped by someone who doesn't have a good mindset or doesn't communicate the nicest way with the situation. They like, if they're sad, they might just need positivity. That's all someone ever needs, is positivity and to bring light on a dark road. But to spread positivity, you have to be happy yourself. So it kind of all connects together. Selfishness, selflessness have to be balanced, and the only person that can balance it is yourself, and making sure that you have a positive mindset. Ways to keep a healthy mindset is not, like I said earlier, not overwhelming yourself, starting your day positive. If you are overwhelmed, there are so many things that you could do to help that. You could just breathe. Sometimes if the situation's not as bad, take yourself back, take yourself out of it, take your mind out of it, and just relax. Don't beat yourself up, because if there's a situation that you can't control, and if it's out of your control, it is out of your control. You cannot help it. As much as you want to, you can't beat yourself up for that. Sometimes things happen and, you know, you can't do anything about it. It's just something that happens, and everything happens for a reason. And no matter how bad a situation gets, no matter how rough it is, and you feel alone, you're never, ever alone. There's always going to be someone there, even though it doesn't seem like it, even though they don't have to text you or communicate with you. They're there for you, and if you need help, it's okay to reach out. It is perfectly okay. It is okay to explain your feelings. It is okay to not bottle things up. It is okay to lash out, not like in a mean way, but let your emotions out in a safe, non-harmful way. Just it will be okay. I just read an article the other day about when you're in a situation and sometimes people try to help, but they don't say the right words. Like, don't say everything's going to be okay. Like, say eventually things are going to get better. You know, just people don't understand what you go through unless if they go through it. So when people are trying to help, don't push them away. If they say the wrong things, they probably did not mean to. Look over your situation and divide your thoughts into pros and cons. List out the worst things that could happen and list out everything that's gone good, and see what overrules it. And if there's more cons, then maybe you have to readdress the situation and go again and try to find a different route to take it. And if everything's going good, then that means that it's already getting better. So that's just another reminder. Things do get better. And if you're stuck in a situation where you don't know what to do, you can't stay positive, you can't stay happy, you're stressed out to the max, nothing is helping, nothing is working, ask yourself what you would give someone else, or what advice you would give someone else if they were in your situation, and then take your own advice. Because sometimes that helps wonders. Like, you never know what you would do unless if you saw someone else in it, and then kind of doing that for yourself helps a lot. And then the last thing I want to talk about when it comes to self-positivity is it is okay to be affirmated by people and by things. You don't have to take yourself as, which is something I need to learn, being called beautiful or being called amazing. You should not feel bad about that, because some people are like, oh no, please don't talk about me, I'm fine, I'm good, you don't need to brag about me, I don't like it. Some people don't like being called pretty because they don't like handling the compliments. But affirmation is good. And also give affirmation to people. Some people need more affirmation than others. Some people need to know that they're loved because they might have grown up differently, and being like, and like, say like my brothers, like they don't need to be constantly told that they're loved. They don't need to be constantly hugged and stuff. I personally don't need that either. But that's just the way that we were grown up. But I know people who like to be told that they are worth something to other people. So that's, again, when you're going back to how everyone's made, hormones are differently, mindsets differently, the way they were raised, it all plays factors into how you treat people and how you treat yourself. So if you see someone, or if you know someone that needs to be affirmated, don't do it constantly, because then it's too much. But sometimes, just a small text, or like you see them in public, you just gotta say, hey, you're special, or hey, you're amazing, or you're worthy, or you're doing great things, you're doing great, you're awesome. Like, just small, simple stuff. You don't have to go over the top, but just those small words could change the person's day. Along with a smile. A smile can light up someone's world. I have this quote, and it says, stop making oceans out of ponds, which means stop blowing things up into bigger proportions that don't need to be blown up. Things happen. People react. You react. High school and junior high is probably the most target for this, is because there's so much going on with your body when you're between the age of like 12 and 17. And you're at, drama happens, boyfriends happens, girlfriends happens, drama with friends happens. Like, it's a bunch of stuff. But if you remind yourself that, if you remind yourself to ground yourself in a situation, just stick where it's at, it's not going to blow up. Don't make oceans out of ponds. Okay? That means just don't explode the situation. Because it'll be easier to ease out a bad problem if it's not blown up way up there. It's easier to just ground yourself, because then you can take yourself down from there rather than from up here. And just one or a couple more things I have to say with positivity. Stay content with what you have had. Stay content with what you have, and stay content with what you will have. Because people sometimes forget what they have, and forget to express gratitude, and forget that there are people in the world that don't have what they have, and there are people lower from those people, and there's people higher from everyone. Everyone's in a different part of the world, in different parts of life, in different parts of like everything. Like, everyone's life is differently, and personally, God made your life the way that He wanted it. So you have to be content with that. You shouldn't look for something more. You should just be content with what you have. And then one last thing that I have to say that I always live by: be kind, be helpful, be honest, and be there. What I mean by that is, there are people who are made to be pessimists. There are people who are made to be optimists. I feel like I was definitely made to be an optimist. And then there's people that are a perfect blend of both. So I'd say, be kind to others. You never know what they go through. Sometimes they can't help with what they say. They can't help with what they do. They can't help with how they show their emotions. It's just how they are made. But they're still special, and they're still worthy. Be helpful. Be helpful to others. Be helpful to strangers. Be helpful to yourself. Be honest, because lying doesn't get you anywhere, and being honest with yourself and with others will make a better lifestyle for yourself. And then be there, which means that be in the moment, be happy, be involved, make yourself there. You don't always have to be invited, you don't always have to do things with others, you don't have to do things for yourself, but if you want to, make yourself be there. Put yourself in a situation, because then it shows that you are there and that you're, ready to have fun, interact, communicate, or even like being there for yourself, just in a mental, healthy way. But that is all I have to say. This is just something that I love to do. This is just like, I'm always there to spread my wisdom. I'm not saying I'm the smartest person in the world, but when it comes to like this kind of stuff, I love to do. I'm always here for anyone. If anyone's watching this and they need an ear to listen to or need advice, you can message me. I'll put my Instagrams and stuff, my Instagram below. You can add me on Facebook. You could just text me or message me on YouTube. I don't know if you can. But thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys all have an amazing, fun-filled day.